Lab number 216. In this lab we continue development of our electricity consumption checker application, and right now we will focus on bringing some native functionality to our app. And basically this means the ability to take photo and pick photo from gallery. So for that we will need to use the Cordova plugins, and because our app is based on Angular framework that is built on top of AngularJS. So the best solution will be to go with NG Cordova, which is the project from owners of Ionic framework. So the idea behind it is pretty simple. You have a list of plugins, one of them is camera, and basically by adding this plugin you're able to use native functionality like working with a camera. So first of all we will need to install this NG Cordova, and it's pretty simple. We just need to do this: boil install NG Cordova. We will do it here. Let's finish our live reload of Ionic application and type here boil install NG Cordova. And just like this. So the next step is to include it, NG Cordova inside our index.html. So we will need to open it, and let's load it somewhere here. Let's synchronize also lib folder to make sure that NG Cordova is there. Yeah, it's there. Excellent. So next thing that we'll need to do, we'll need to add a dependency in our Angular module. So let's go to app.js and add it on top. And just like this. And basically then we can continue with adding plugins. So in our case, the plugin that we are looking for called camera. So we'll just need to install it the same way. Cordova plugin adds or Apache Cordova camera. Just like this. And now we can use this plugin inside our application controller. So we will do the following. We will grab this code, which is the default example, and pass it inside our controller task details controller, just here. And of course, the same way as it says in documentation, we need to add a dependency to Cordova camera here. And just like this. So this code probably should be inside some kind of function that we will call. So let's name this something like take photo. Just like this. And basically we will need also the second one, which should be called, instead of take photo, it should be actually the picking photo functionality. So let's just copy the same function once again and rename it to pick photo. So the difference between those two will be the source type. So in first case we will use the camera, as a source type, and in second case we will need to use a photo library. I will just change this function because I wrote it wrong. So I will change camera to photo library here to change the source type. Just like this, and this will mean that instead of going to camera, it will go to photo album and try to look for pictures there. We should change the quality of our picture, so let's point something like 85. This is a percentage of the quality, so 85 will be enough. Yeah, and instead of this image, we will use angular variable inside the scope, so something like image URI will be suitable. Yep, and we don't need this part. So just like this. And let's copy the same below. So we have our code here ready. So right now we'll need to also change our finish task page. So let's go back there and let's add an actions when we are clicking on take photo and pick photo, and in both cases we'll be calling functions, but they will be different. In one case it will be take photo, and in second case it will be pick photo. And let's add our image here instead of this class, so something like simple logic. So we will use ng show for that, and the expression for ng show in order to show or not to show image will be something like image URI if it's not undefined. And then we can actually show our image. If it's undefined, then we won't show it. And the image itself will be here. So as image src, we can actually use ng src. We will use our construction of image URI. Just like this. And let's also change the finish task button, so this button shouldn't be visible if we're not actually getting the image. So let's implement the same check here on our button. Let's make it inside some kind of div. Just like this. So what we did, our image will be shown the same as finish task button only if picture is taken. So let's check our picture, if it can be taken at all. For that I will build and deploy with mfp. And then we will try to move this app on Android device. So actually, because we changed the plugins, we need to do build and deploy once again. I mean Android build and deploy to device. Okay, so now we can go to our app. And let's try to pick a photo. Yep, so we are opening the gallery, but here is no photo. And camera here is not working in this Android emulator, which is pretty sad. So it can be launched, but it cannot be opened. So let's fix this issue, and basically we will need to enable camera because an Android emulator is disabled by default, and we will also need to add an SD card storage because it's relying on that. So let's close our existing emulator and open Android AVD. This will launch our Android Virtual Device Manager, and let's modify our image to enable here the front camera or maybe back camera. Well, let's go with front, it doesn't really matter. It will be emulated, and we will have SD cards. Let's select something like 256 megabytes here. So just like this. Yeah, and we will need to relaunch our emulator once again. So let's verify that the camera is working. Yep, we have some kind of emulation here. And let's also check our storage. Yeah, so SD card is also there. Excellent. So now we can try to relaunch our application. And take a photo. Just like this, photo is here. We can also pick photo from gallery, but currently there are no images, so we can either capture something, either let's try to save something in gallery. So let's open the browser and just look for some simple picture. Something like mobile first. And let's pick this one. So I'll just save this image, and we'll need to make sure that it's now in gallery. Yep, we have it here. So now we can go back to our application and shoot this image. So something like this. Yep, and our image is here. Excellent. And by the way, you see that button appeared, so our second check is working, and we can actually finish task. That will, for us, go to My Tasks. So on this step, our lab number 216 is finished. Thank you.